the biggest problem that I have, or the biggest concern that I have, is that those entities that we used to call social media are now media that affect business in a way that has never been seen before. In the same way that we went through an industrial revolution and agriculture had a green revolution, we're now having a communication revolution that surpasses all of that. The problem is there's no check and balance on it, and it's relatively instantaneous. So disease information, misinformation, intentional misinformation is going to move much faster than most of the people involved in the industries are aware, and most of the people who regulate the industries are aware.
Give me some examples relative to animal agriculture that you're really concerned about.
Well, we had triplet bull calves born to a first calf heifer on St. Patrick's Day, and we named them St. Patrick's Day. And they were born naturally. That's about a 1 in 700,000 chance. We produced a regular little press release about it, but we also sent out a tweet, a Twitter message that said triplet bull calves born to first calf heifer, 1 in 700,000 chance. 26 minutes later, that was on the front page of the Malaysia Times. Okay, so that's how you can condense the world. The startling part is that bad information can move that fast as well, or even faster. And many of the people that are moving that information don't understand it, don't know what it means. The classic example is swine flu. Swine flu essentially had nothing to do with pigs, but the industry has lost somewhere between $300 and $500 million as a result of that misnaming and as a result of the panic that ensued among consumers.
So give me a description of what you see is happening in some of our cases, and how can we correct it?
Well, fundamentally what's happening now is people who are opposed to the animal industries are no longer trying to leverage a single producer. It seems that way when we see an undercover video, but that's not the point. What they're trying to do is they're trying to leverage the buyer of the products that that producer makes. And to give you an example, there are about 80 billion eggs a year produced in the United States, and McDonald's buys somewhere around 3/5 of those. What McDonald's says goes if you want to sell eggs to them. And that's where the leverage point comes. So in terms of instantaneous communication, what happens is the videos that we see as undercover videos may be shot over a long period of time. They're brought back, they're edited, they're reviewed by legal teams, and then they're released at an opportune time. But the moment that they're released, they instantaneously move through YouTube, the internet, all of these types of places very fast, and now through our smartphones.
So how can producers live up to that? Don't we have to have some policing with our own industry, or we're going to have to put up with the policing from somebody else?
Well, absolutely. We're going to have to police our own industry, and that's the role, I think, of the breed associations, the cattlemen associations, and the retail buyers like a Dairy Gold in the dairy industry. Those are the people who are going to apply the pressure to say, we're not buying from bad actors. And it's just going to be that simple. And we don't want to be associated with bad actors. The other thing we're going to have to do is we're going to have to ensure that people are trained properly, that they understand. Techniques that you and I accept as normal, everyday working practices to some of the public is absolutely repulsive, but the people who are at work who have to do those practices don't understand that. And so they're exploited. That's the bottom line.
So there's a good deal of correction understanding on the person of agriculture, but the other side of it is because we have that very fast media exchange out here, it becomes more difficult to do what we need to do.
Exactly. Another great case in point with this is nowadays when there's an air crash, the list of names is probably moving faster through the social media than the airline can prepare to release it, or the National Transportation Safety Board, because people know who's on there, and they're going to communicate that to others, especially if it's a group of people on an airliner. So it's not just agriculture that's feeling this, every industry is feeling this. Recalls of cars, recalls of eggs that we've seen, recalls of glasses from McDonald's that had cadmium in the paint.
Anything we can do? You don't have a 1, 2, 3 list to fix it.
Well, if it was that easy, it'd already be fixed, because I trust the people in agriculture, to be honest with you. No, this is a societal phenomenon, and it's going to take a societal effort in order to help change it or to manage it appropriately. We're not going to go back. You know, this is a Pandora's box, if you will, and it's out. and we're going to have to learn how to manage. You can't eliminate anymore. And there are ways to do that, and producers can be successful.
Do you work for your cows, or do your cows work for you? For generations, the Angus cow has helped shoulder the burden for America's farmers and ranchers. She's a labor reducer, proven by time. She's built by decades of performance and productivity, and backed by the industry's most comprehensive genetic improvement program. So if you're wanting to share the workload, then look no further than Angus. The Angus cow, working hard since 1883.